a beautiful thing.
I'm Dave.
And of course that leaves me to be Marla.
Yeah, you can be somebody else today.
I'm Marla, and this is Ask Marla and Dave.
The point in what we do that you get a chance to ask us anything, any question about our relationship. We can share our experiences with you, and in hopes of helping you bring your relationships back to life.
So let's get to it. Comment on our comment page on our MySpace, which you can go back and read, was from Bridgette. And the question was, what would we consider to be the hardest and the most challenging thing about being married, and how do we work through that? So Dave and I, as we do in communicating, talk these things out, and we're going to break this down separately and then together. Independently, what I felt was that in the independent part of my personality versus submission was my issue. How to submit my ideas and my process for my own life and give and trust giving over to someone else's ideas and process so we can work together and have a good marriage. Mm-hmm. Giving up fully myself.
And Marla is saying, independence versus the independence part that she's putting so lightly. Marla is fiercely independent. One of her biggest fears, which I think actually is a little underlying factor into someone who wants to be so independent, is fear of being controlled, fear of losing control yourself and turning over that control to somebody else. And quite honestly, I was never asking her to allow me to control her. So the issue really was for me providing...
Which, by the way, made submission a little bit easier. So for all of you who are thinking that, I was able to even give up and meet in the middle because you didn't press me.
Right.
Good job.
And so, thank you very much. And so my issue that I had to deal with, the hardest thing for me, is continuously providing an atmosphere of emotional safety for Marla, to where I didn't demand her to give up her independence and allow me to control her, but to create an atmosphere where she was willing to give her all to the relationship.
So my deal was melding into becoming, to me, when you first get married, most women, like it or not, it's all about him. I give up my last name.
Right.
I leave, the comforts of my family.
Traditionally, it's a patriarchal society.
And all my dolls in my bedroom when I was 8.
And it becomes my car, my bitch.
And you give, and we have your children. We take on your last name,
Right.
and we basically help. We give up all of us to help make a better us. We give up. It's all of me goes into making a better us.
Right. And traditionally, it feels like the woman is giving up a lot more.
Right. Traditionally, a woman is giving up a lot more.
Right.
Mm.
Right. So how do we deal with that?
So how we dealt with that was using, ironically, the three things that were in place that make our relationship work were the tools that we used to get through. Communicating honestly, whether it be body language or whether it be just saying what's on my mind, and Dave was a lot better in communicating honestly in love than I was in the beginning of the relationship.
Marla was used to blurting out the first thing that came to her mind.
I had relationship Tourette's.
And as being the younger sibling in her family, she was very quick-witted and sharp of tongue and knew how to cut you with it.
Yeah, he liked that in the beginning. Now he complains, but whatever. So what I'm saying is that is how if you want to know how we work through that, we work through that by talking honestly. I understood true motivation. Dave's motivation has always been to cover me. And what he's saying earlier when we discussed was your issue in the marriage was literally to protect. That's what your issue was. Your issue was
to make you feel emotionally
right.
safe.
So with that, I understood that.
Right, and so that's why those foundational principles that we've laid out before in our video blogs, if you haven't seen it, go back and check out the archives. Unconditional love is the covering that while you're developing your honest communication and working on your true friendship, that unconditional love covering makes all of those things work very smoothly. And,
So
I love you, honey.
Nice job. Oh.
And we'll see you later, Bridgette. It's time for us to get to other things.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. You guys keep sending those questions, and we'll keep giving you answers. Ask Marla and Dave. See you later.
Bye.
A beautiful thing.